Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to look at a Band 9 IELTS speaking sample and break it down step by step. First, I want you to listen carefully to the full response. Just focus on how natural and confident it sounds. After that, we'll go phrase by phrase. I'll explain the vocabulary, what it means, why it works, and how you can use it in your own speaking test. So let's jump and listen closely to this Band 9 response first. Here's the full response. Imagine you're in the IELTS speaking test and you're answering a question like, do you think clothing affects how people behave? Listen closely to the structure, tone, and vocabulary used in this answer. Ready? Here we go.
Yes, I believe clothing can have a noticeable impact on how people behave and even how they feel. For instance, when someone wears formal or professional attire, they often carry themselves with more confidence and seriousness. On the other hand, casual clothes tend to create a more relaxed and easygoing attitude. I've also noticed that people sometimes become more expressive or bold when they wear something fashionable or trendy. So in many ways, clothing doesn't just reflect personality, it can also influence it.
Now that you've heard the full response, let's start breaking it down phrase by phrase. Let's begin with our first phrase, a noticeable impact. This means a clear or obvious effect, something you can easily see or feel. In the sample response, the speaker says,
clothing can have a noticeable impact on how people behave and even how they feel.
It's a great phrase because it sounds academic and specific. Instead of saying a big effect or a strong effect, the speaker uses the word noticeable, which is more precise and formal. Perfect for IELTS Speaking Part 3 or any high-level discussion. You can use this phrase in other topics too. For example, the new policy had a noticeable impact on student performance. It's simple, natural, and shows strong vocabulary choice. So now you know how to describe a clear effect using a noticeable impact. Let's move on to the next phrase, which is a great idiom for describing how someone presents themselves. The second phrase is carry themselves with confidence. To carry yourself means the way you behave, walk, or present yourself. So if someone carries themselves with confidence, it means they look self-assured and act like they believe in themselves. In the sample, the speaker said,
they often carry themselves with more confidence and seriousness.
This phrase is great because it's idiomatic, something native speakers say naturally. Using expressions like this shows you can speak fluently and flexibly. Here's another way to use it. She carried herself with professionalism during the interview. You can use this phrase when talking about confidence, attitude, or how someone behaves in different settings. And since we've just mentioned confidence in formal settings, let's contrast that with something more relaxed. Our next phrase introduces that contrast beautifully. Our third phrase is a very useful one. On the other hand, this phrase helps you show contrast. You use it when you want to talk about the opposite side of something you just said. In the sample answer, the speaker said,
on the other hand, casual clothes tend to create a more relaxed and easygoing attitude.
This came right after describing formal attire, so it clearly introduces the opposite idea how casual clothes change a person's behavior. It's a great linking phrase for IELTS. Using it helps your answer stay organized, logical, and easy to follow, which improves your coherence and cohesion score. Here's another way to use it. Living in the city is exciting. On the other hand, it can be very stressful. Try to use it in your answers when you want to show both sides of an argument or idea. Now that we've introduced casual clothing, let's take a closer look at what that actually means in everyday situations. Next, let's talk about casual clothes. This simply refers to informal, comfortable clothing like jeans, t-shirts, or sneakers. It's the opposite of formal wear. In the response, the speaker said,
Casual clothes tend to create a more relaxed and easygoing attitude.
This shows how what we wear can affect how we feel. Using everyday vocabulary like casual clothes makes your answer feel real and relatable, and that's exactly what IELTS examiners want to hear. Here's how you could use it in another answer. I usually wear casual clothes like jeans and t-shirts on the weekend. Simple, natural, and effective. We just mentioned a relaxed attitude. Let's explore a great phrase the speaker used to describe that mood. Let's look at this great phrase, easygoing attitude. This means someone is relaxed, calm, and not easily stressed. It's a positive way to describe someone's personality or mood. In the sample, the speaker said,
Casual clothes tend to create a more relaxed and easygoing attitude.
This shows how what we wear might influence how calm or carefree we feel. Using phrases like easygoing attitude makes your answer more descriptive and personal. Here's another way to use it. He has an easygoing attitude, so he rarely gets stressed about work. This kind of phrase adds color to your speaking and shows your comfort with natural English. Now let's shift from relaxed and casual to something more bold and expressive, especially when it comes to fashion choices. Now let's look at the strong adjectives, expressive or bold. To be expressive means to clearly show your feelings or personality through your words, face, or even your clothes. Bold means something is confident, maybe even daring or unusual. In the response, the speaker said,
People sometimes become more expressive or bold when they wear something fashionable or trendy.
This is a great way to show how clothing can influence behavior. Using descriptive words like expressive and bold helps paint a picture and brings your answer to life. Here's another example. Her outfit was bold and expressive. It really stood out in the crowd. Adjectives like these make your speaking more dynamic and interesting. Speaking of fashion, the speaker also used a great word to describe popular clothing styles. Let's take a look at that next. Let's talk about the phrase fashionable or trendy. These two words are often used together, but there's a small difference. Fashionable means stylish and well-dressed. Someone who knows what looks good and keeps up with fashion. Trendy focuses more on what's popular right now, like the latest styles or colors. In the response, the speaker said,
People sometimes become more expressive or bold when they wear something fashionable or trendy.
This shows how fashion can affect our behavior and confidence. It's a great way to bring in everyday vocabulary that sounds natural and relevant. Here's another example. He always wears trendy clothes and follows the latest styles. Using words like fashionable and trendy can make your answers more current and help you connect with lifestyle topics in IELTS. Finally, let's look at how the speaker wrapped it all up with a thoughtful insight about how clothing and personality are connected. Let's finish with a really thoughtful line from the response. Clothing doesn't just reflect personality, it can also influence it. This means that clothing is not only a mirror of who we are, but it can actually shape our mood, confidence, and even our actions. This kind of idea shows critical thinking, which is especially helpful in IELTS Speaking Part 3. It proves you can go beyond simple answers and talk about deeper ideas. Here's another way you could say something similar. Some people believe that fashion reflects who you are, but I think it also changes how you behave. If you can express your thoughts this clearly, You're definitely moving toward a band 8 or 9. Awesome! You made it to the end. We learned 8 useful phrases from a band 9 IELTS response. Now it's your turn to try using these phrases in your own speaking answers. Practice a little every day, and you'll sound more confident and natural in no time. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.